welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and we're here today again with another episode of The Final Pour. So if you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. For all you returning viewers, always good to see you. So what is a Final Pour episode? Well, this is the third and final part of a whiskey review process that Mr. Randy does. So part one is called Off the Rip. I get that bottle home, I crack it open, I have the first pour, and I share my initial impressions with you. Part two, we're going to be about halfway down the bottle. We're going to give it a little bit of time to open up, see if any characteristics change, get better or worse, and it is what it is. I do a full review. I give you as much information. I'm kind of dry right now. It's getting kind of dry here. The humidity is definitely dropping. I'm going to have to break out the humidifier and get that going as soon as I finish this video. I'm really dried out. So then we move on to part three. Part three is where we're at right now. The final pour, maybe one pour, maybe two pours, but it depends on how eager Mr. Randy was to get to that final pour. So today we're going to be doing the final pour for the Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year aged Scotch. It's a blended Scotch. Now it is a 40% alcohol by volume, and this is that weird, crazy bottle pour kind of insert thingamajigger. Don't know what that's about, but Mr. Randy has definitely found the best way to deal with this sucker is that old Heinz ketchup. There we go. See that? There might be just a little bit more than a final pour. All right, so we won't go ahead and we won't drink it all right away on this video, but it'll definitely be finished in the next hour. So it's got a nice rich color. Viscosity still kind of holds in a little bit. You can see it's got some pretty decent viscosity. It hasn't started anything yet, but let's give it a little bit of a incentive. There we go. Starting to get a little bit of legs on the back end. Sometimes if you hold it directly vertically, get them running. There you go. There's a little bit of legs. Under the nose, it's still got that very light, but still there. So nothing has changed, to be completely honest. I don't feel that it's been muted or turned down in any way. It's still got that very light, sort of delicate, but somewhat rich nose. Let's get on the palate. Palate's much better than the nose. I have to say that allowing it to open up a little more than halfway. Now, keep in mind, the caveat to this is that it is a 375 milliliter bottle. Sorry, I'm just kind of working that palate a little bit. It is a 375 milliliter bottle, so maybe it accelerated a little bit. Maybe it had a little bit different of a change on the characteristics for the palate. But I do think the palate on this one is a little bit better than the halfway point. Much better than Off the Rip. The nose, like I said, still very light. Palate, I think this palate might be a little bit better. It took it a while for it to sort of loosen up, but the viscosity is definitely there. So it definitely has a good mouthfeel. It doesn't feel watery. It feels definitely got a little bit of oiliness to it. So it means it's definitely got some good viscosity hanging around there. I really am dried out. So now let's go ahead and get a finish on this. So the finish is going to be relatively nice. I'd say probably the finish, I wouldn't call it a redeeming factor, but I definitely would say that the finish is a little bit better than the palate, which is, again, the palate is much better than the nose. The back end of all this seems to hold on a little bit better than the front end, and so I kind of have to put it in the same category as like the J&B Rare, where initially it's not that great. It needs time to open up. So there he is. Let it open up a little bit. you're going to enjoy it more so on the back end of this bottle. The bottom half is going to be much better than the first half. So there it is. Buchanan's Deluxe 12-year blended Scotch, crazy pour spout thing. Let us know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.